Hello, good morning. I'm trying to use the Screencast-O-Matic to record my what I used or what I did for my MSN final paper. So let me see if I can downsize this. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen here. So it's been since March that I have gone into these files. I was trying to click through and see what I remember from these files, but for my MSN paper, it was my my C947 class, and so I was looking through. I know that I did have to attempt at least 3 times to finally submit this. So I think I had started, if I remember correctly, I pulled up the proposal. So this was my proposal. So it was basically my executive summary. I kind of talked about like the curriculum and the literature review, the needs gap analysis, the force field analysis, and then like I went into my implementation of resources and my pilot test procedures, and then I referred to my timeline, and then my faculty training. I went into the evaluation phase, and that was my proposal. And this is referencing my timeline, so this is kind of what my task timeline looked like. And then this is what my Appendix D looked like for the end of course survey that I created. So that was my proposal. And then let's see if I can go into my screen second. Let's see if this moves. Okay, let me see if I can change the view. Okay, so this was my clinical practice experience log. So it was my responsibility to keep track of everything that I was doing, how many hours of work I put in, and ensuring that I met all these clinical practice experience hours. So this was that. And then I had to sign, and then I had to have my preceptor sign as well. So that was that. And then I also had, so this was my second attempt. So I believe that was my first attempt here, and then this was my second attempt. So this was my first page, kind of just said who my name, the school. This was for my field capstone. This was my instructor. This is when I was going to submit the information. Oops. So I went through with starting out with my executive summary, which is kind of a summary of everything I'm going to discuss within this paper, my introduction, my literature review, which includes the curriculum gap and potential causes, and then my research findings, and I'm also referencing the literary review summary table that will be at the end of the paper. More information here. This literally was 52 pages long, this paper. I also had to use the application of the ADDIE model introduction, so information about that, which goes into my analysis phase, my academic setting and procedures, bunch more paragraphs there. Then I went into my proposal design phase, which included my syllabus creation procedures, my course description and objectives, my teaching strategies, instructional delivery methods, and learning materials, my student learning outcome analysis, and then course grading and policies, the course description, my course policies, my grading policies, and I'm also referencing my course syllabus in Appendix A. Then I went into the developmental phase, so this is the course material creation procedures, so I am also referencing another appendix or, something later in the paper that I will be using. Learning resources and learning activities. So then I had to create a formative assessment, so this is going over what my formative assessment is and what the textbook says about formative assessments, and then I actually created a formative assessment in Appendix C. More information here. I think the highlighting here is because I made some changes. Like I said, this was my, I think, second attempt. So if there's highlighting, it's something that I added to or changed. Because when you resubmit a paper, they don't want to read the same things you may already be considered or deemed competent on. They just want you to fix the areas that they deemed you incompetent. So you have to go and make those changes and then highlight what was wrong. But this goes over my references. This is how I did my reference page. This is that literary review summary table. So I had to literally go through each author, go over the title, the purpose of it, the context, the findings, the relevance, and then I had to like grade it based off the strength of evidence. Was it like a level 6 or was it a level 4? So there's all my articles there that I used to write the paper. This is a frame factor table. So I had external factors and the impact that they made, and then I had internal factors and the impact that they made. This is my curriculum need gap analysis table. So student learning outcomes, the current curriculum, the desired curriculum, the needs gap analysis, and then the actions that I take to meet that need gap. This is my task timeline. So, I kind of gave myself, I said February to March, I would be preparing and training. And then in March, I would do the training module. And then by the end of March, I would do these things. So that was like the task timeline. This is my field force analysis. So what forces are for the proposal, what forces are against the proposal. And then this is my course syllabus. So I created a 16-week course with a face-to-face format. This was my course description. These were my objectives. And basically my whole capstone was what students should do and what they should know to do during a rapid response in a code blue. And this is my course policies, my grading procedure. This appendix goes over the course materials, so I was going to provide them with some learning resources such as American Heart Association. We were going to use a Kaplan resource, and then they could use like a Kaplan med-search textbook. And then some learning activities. I put down here different scenarios, like different simulations and things, which is kind of cool because I'm actually doing scenarios and simulations with students in the nursing program now. So it's kind of cool that the things I wrote about in my capstone, I'm actually implementing at my new job. So now we're on page 46. We've got, 8 more pages to go. So this is an example of my formative assessment. So this was a quiz, 10 question multiple choice quiz that I created for the students based off the resources that I was going to provide them with. Kind of just goes over what to do in a coding and rapid. And then this is my summative assessment, which is also a multiple choice question test. And this is kind of just to check in and make sure that they are understanding the information I'm giving them, and like a little scenario here. These are the answers. And then this is my end of course survey. So for my capstone, what I did was I actually presented this PowerPoint information, this kind of like mock lecture to second semester nursing students at the college I used to go to. And I had the opportunity to actually give them this end of course survey, which was cool. I think I might have modified it a little bit for them in specifics to it being like a lecture versus a whole course, a whole 16-week course. But it was cool because I got to get feedback as to how I did during the presentation. So I really enjoyed that. So that was my second attempt. And then I think I didn't pass or do it right. So then I had to do a third attempt. So then I redid it, resubmitted it, and I believe there should be some parts that are highlighted that I had to fix. But everything is pretty much the same. So what they're like people that come and grade your papers. It's not your professor for the course, but it's people that look over your paper and see that you have all the areas met, and they will deem you either competent, or they'll say that you're really close to competency, but you need to fix a few things. So some of this was like verbiage, like I had to change this highlighted part says like the pilot test will occur as a lecture to the instructors or stakeholders in the classroom setting. I'm not too sure. Maybe they asked me like And more highlighting here that I had to change. I had to add like a bunch more, I guess, here, explaining like the use of the end of course survey. I gave some examples here. Oh, yeah, okay, so I think it was because I literally had to explain exactly what the end of course survey was. Like I said, oh yeah, just look at the end of course survey in Appendix D. But what the grading people wanted me to do, what WGU wanted me to do was to express exactly, like, for example, if a student checked the box that they strongly disagreed, I would, so then I have to like go into all that information, kind of break it down, because maybe somebody might not, you kind of have to, you can't assume that everyone knows what you're talking about, if that makes sense. I don't know if I made any more changes here. Oh, okay. I added this here, follow up with instructors to see how the implementation of this curriculum is going. Okay. Yeah, I don't think much else changed. I just had to probably add more information in those sections. But as you can see right here, literally 52 pages later. So the capstone is a really big project. I will say it is very time consuming. Like I said, it was this must be edited first, second, third attempt. So it is very time consuming, but it's definitely worth it. Like I said in my other videos, I was able to get through my BSN in 6 months and then go do my MSN in 6 months as well. So it is manageable, it is doable, but it is very time consuming. So I hope this video helped. I don't know, if you have questions, let me know, but this is kind of what I used and what helped me be successful. So hope you have a good rest of your day.